Hey guys, I don't know about you, but I love a good sheet pan dinner. Cooking everything on one pan at the same time means a quick weeknight dinner and a super easy cleanup. Today we are making my top 5 sheet pan dinners that I make all summer long, filled with gorgeous flavors and fresh vegetables that scream summertime. They're customizable and sure to please the whole family. We've got lots to cover, so let's go get started. Alrighty, so we are starting out with my barbecue chicken dinner, so I am making the barbecue rub for the chicken. I have 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, a half a teaspoon of onion powder, a half a teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of salt, and a half a teaspoon of pepper, and we're just going to mix that together and set it aside. So now I have 3 to 4 chicken breasts, I would say about 2 pounds worth, and I'm just going to liberally sprinkle the seasoning onto the chicken. And if you have any of the seasoning left over, you can just store it, and it's great on so many different things. So I have all of the rest of the dish prepared here, all of our veggies, and everything is cut into about 1-inch pieces. So I have 12 small potatoes, either quartered or halved, 1 red bell pepper, 1 zucchini, a half a red onion, and then I have 2 ears of corn cut in half. So what we're going to do here is put all of the veggies but the corn onto the sheet pan around the chicken, and I am drizzling olive oil on that and sprinkling with salt and pepper. And we are just going to give that a good stir. And then for my corn, I am taking 2 pieces of foil and placing 2 pieces of corn in each piece of foil. And then I'm going to dot it with about a tablespoon of butter in each pouch here and sprinkle it with salt and pepper. And then we are going to wrap these up and nestle them somewhere into the sheet pan. We will make room. It's going to be tight, but we'll make room. So we are going to bake this at 425 degrees for about 15 minutes, and then we are going to take it out of the oven, and I'm going to use anywhere from a half a cup to 1 cup of barbecue sauce and just baste it onto the chicken, and then we are going to pop it back into the oven for another 10 to 15 minutes or until the chicken is 165 degrees Fahrenheit internally. And there we go, all of the veggies and potatoes are cooked perfectly, the corn is nice and steamed and already seasoned with butter and salt and pepper, and the chicken is just incredible. It tastes like it came right off the grill. So now we are moving on to my sheet pan shrimp boil. Say that 5 times fast. So in a bowl here I have 6 tablespoons of salted butter melted, and I am adding 3 cloves of garlic minced using my handy dandy garlic press here. I will link it down below. It is a game changer. And 1 tablespoon of Old Bay seasoning. And we're just going to stir that around. I also like to add just a little bit of extra salt and pepper, but that is totally optional. In 1 large bowl, I have 3 ears of corn cut into thirds and 1 pound of baby potatoes cut in half. And I am just going to take half of that butter mixture and pour it over the corn and potatoes and give it a good stir. And then I have a sheet pan lined with parchment paper, and I'm going to put the potatoes and corn onto the pan. And we are going to roast them at 425 degrees for 20 minutes, and then we will finish the rest of the dish while they're cooking. So I am just reusing the bowl here, save you some dishes, and I am adding 1 pound of shrimp peeled and deveined, and 12 ounces of smoked andouille sausage sliced into coins. And I'm adding the rest of the butter to that and giving it a good stir. So when the 20 minutes is up, I'm going to add the shrimp and andouille to the pan and cook that for an additional 10 to 12 minutes or until the shrimp is nice and pink. I like to serve mine with some nice lemon wedges right on the pan, a good sprinkle of fresh parsley, and this baby just goes right onto the table. Now we are moving on to my farmer's market gnocchi. I call it that because I use whatever kind of veggies we have left in the fridge or whatever looks good at the farmer's market, but typically I like to add 1 pint of cherry tomatoes halved. Now that is a must because they help make the sauce here. 2 to 3 ears of corn with the kernels cut off, a bunch of asparagus cut into 2-inch pieces, and 1 zucchini cut into 1-inch pieces, as well as a half a red onion cut into chunks. So I added all of the veggies to the sheet pan, lined with foil, And I am adding 20 ounces of frozen gnocchi that I thawed. And then I'm adding about 2.5 to 3 tablespoons of nice olive oil, salt and pepper, 4 cloves of garlic minced, 1 teaspoon of oregano. And we are just going to give that a good stir and put it in the oven at 450 degrees Fahrenheit for about 9 minutes. And then we are just going to spin the pan around and cook that for an additional 9 minutes. I'm sure you see my little sous chef's hand coming in and out trying to grab veggies. I love how much he still enjoys veggies. He's almost 2. He's still not picky. He loves eating pretty much whatever we give him. I know that won't last forever, but I do think it helps that he's always helping me at the kitchen counter here. And he gets to experiment and try new things. Alright, but anyway, so once those come out of the oven, we are going to drizzle on another 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil, as well as a half a cup of Parmesan cheese, and we're just going to give that a stir. And as I stir, I like to kind of break up the cherry tomatoes, and that's what really makes this beautiful sauce with the oil and cheese. And then to finish it off, I like to add some nice chopped basil, and you could also add some crushed red pepper if you like some heat. Okay, so on to the next. We are making Greek chicken meatballs with Greek lemon potatoes. So to start with the potatoes here, I have 3 large russet potatoes, about a pound, cut into wedges, and I am just drizzling them with 4 tablespoons of olive oil, 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, and a half a tablespoon of lemon zest. And then I am also adding a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a half a teaspoon of dried oregano, and a half a teaspoon of dried parsley. You could also use fresh parsley here, as well as a 1/4 teaspoon each of salt and pepper. And we're going to give that a good stir, and then I have a sheet pan lined with parchment paper, and we're just going to pour those right onto the parchment paper and bake them at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes, and while they're roasting, we're going to work on our meatballs. In a large bowl, I have 1 pound of ground chicken, and to that I am adding 1 egg. And for spices, I am adding a teaspoon each of garlic powder, onion powder, oregano, basil, dill, and parsley. And then I am also adding in a half a teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Then we are also adding in a half a cup of plain breadcrumbs and a half a cup of crumbled feta cheese. And we're just going to give those a stir. You don't want to overmix them or the meat will get tough. But I like to start with a spatula and kind of break the egg up, and then I'll go in with my hand and give it another good mix. And then we are going to shape these into 1.5 to 2-inch meatballs. I really recommend using a scoop this day. I don't know, I was just feeling doing it by eye. I will link mine down below, but I've been making meatballs for so long I can just kind of guesstimate. So if you're not sure, I would recommend using a measured scoop. But we're going to place these on a sheet pan, and once the 20 minutes is up for the potatoes, we're leaving those in the oven and we're just putting the meatballs in for an additional 25 minutes. Now this day I actually added asparagus to my pan with a little bit of oil, salt, and pepper and just roasted that along with the meatballs. You could also serve a nice Greek salad with this. That's also really, really tasty. And last but certainly not least, we are doing my sheet pan steak fajitas. So I have 1 pound of sirloin steak here. You could also use flank, sliced into 1/2-inch strips, as well as 1 large onion, thinly sliced, and 2 bell peppers, thinly sliced. And they're just arranged on the pan with the steak in the center and then the peppers and onions on either side. So to all of this, we are going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then I kind of created my own seasoning here. You could just get a taco seasoning or fajita seasoning packet. But for my spice blend, I did 2 teaspoons of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, a 1/2 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, a 1/2 tablespoon of salt, and that's it. So then we're just going to gently stir these around. And we are going to bake it at 400 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes or until the steak is cooked to your liking and the veggies are soft. We cooked ours, I would say, for 15 minutes. Just to make it a little more well done for my son, but you would be amazed at how tender it is even at a well done steak. So now to the pan, I am adding a lime that I cut into wedges. I also like to just serve this at the table so you can kind of make your own fajitas. And I'm also sprinkling some cilantro on there. And then I have some warmed up flour tortillas here. You could also use corn. And there you have it, my top 5 summer sheet pan dinners. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making it. These are meals that I genuinely go to all the time. We've been making them for years. And I certainly know how hectic weeknights can get, so there's really nothing better than a super quick and easy meal. If you did enjoy this style of video, please be sure to leave me a comment down below and let me know, because I would really like to make more like it in the future. I really appreciate all of the likes, comments, and new subscribers around here. Thank you so much. It really means the world to me. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!